Going regular.
Hey Shannon, is it the packet for John?
Do we have packets for that?
Oh, this is two. No,
No?
it's just
I
one.
got mine in my packet already.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, he's got it in notebook.
You have mine in that sheet?
She's way ahead of me.
Which one do you say?
Okay, this is Thursday, July 19th. Time is 6 p.m. by my phone anyway. Regular meeting of the Northern Arizona Consolidated Fire District is now called to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call. Warren's here. Bailey's here. Hayes is here.
Grant here.
All members are present. Okay, in your packet you have the regular meeting minutes for June 21st regular meeting and July 10th special meeting. Are there any corrections or additions, deletions, anything? You all done?
I move we accept the minutes as presented.
Seconded.
We got a motion second to accept the meeting minutes of both regular and special meetings. Is there any other discussion? You guys have any? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we have reports and correspondence. First, the chief's report. Tim, you want to give us your chief's report?
Evening, gentlemen. First thing, statistics are the second page back from Image Trend, has the statistics for all the way up to last month. Under vehicles, I think we talked about that last month, engine 351, we're waiting for Pro Poly to repair the water tank. So I'll talk a little. So we're waiting on Pro Poly to repair the water tank. I expected it, so we actually talked to them, they're gonna be out in the next couple of weeks. So, engine 311, we've, repaired the AC on it, it's back at station 31. 321, or 324 is the fire trucks eliminated. So, the seals, so we're waiting for them to get some seals. The issue is that the original company that built it is no longer in business, so that's what's taking so long. So last time we were still waiting on parts, and I think the email that we saw saying they were waiting on seals goes back several weeks, so that's what we're waiting on right now.
Are they still available? Are the seals still
They're
available?
working on it.
Oh,
We've contacted them a couple times, that's what they're told, we're waiting on parts. So when we talked last week, we had just got 318, we got a license plate for it, got it registered, and it was placed in service July 5th. Okay, staffing, so 2 firefighter vacancies, they'll be filled this pay period. I think it's the 21st and the 24th are their starting days. One was a medic, the other was a firefighter EMT. So when I mean medic, I mean he was a firefighter paramedic. So, training, we've been doing blue car. So we've done all the videos, and then we're gonna do the PowerPoint presentation next week with we call it set reps, where we do a bunch of scenarios on a tablet, and that's next week. Administrative training, John O., our accountant, he come out last week and did on-the-job training with Shannon. We buttoned up some stuff like the SPRS and some other issues that we had. And I did want to note, I didn't put it in here, but John Bryan came in the office, we got his oath of office, we got it notarized, and I turned it into the board of the clerk over at the board of supervisors. And I also gave a copy to the board of elections, but it mainly goes to the clerk.
Okay, next we have the, you guys have any questions? Anything on the chief report? You all good on the chief's report, John? Chief's report, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have committee reports. You want to give us that report also, Tim?
Yeah, I can. So actually, the committee reports are actually in the back behind the, I think on the agenda it has financial reports next, and then committee reports after that.
Oops, I'm sorry, yeah, I kind of jumped the gun. My bad.
And all we need to know is whether or not there is any additions or corrections to the financial reports. Other than that, then you can just declare that they are approved if there are any.
Okay, and I didn't see anything, unless you guys have anything.
I got a question. So this is fiscal year 17-18, we're showing a loss of $250,000.
Already?
This is for 17-18, full year.
Oh,
June,
that's okay.
July 1st to June 30th.
So do we have any explanation from John on how we were 250 in the hole then?
No, because we should have almost one. What was the, what's the amount of money we have in the treasurer's account?
That's like.
No, treasurer's account.
But that's
not
it.
Payroll.
Yeah, I think that's according to budget. That's not overall money, that's just according to the budget from last year, we were over $250,000.
Unfortunately, we don't have the budget the way it used to be, where each line item shows what we spend in each one, so I can't tell where we went over at.
Okay. Can we possibly get hold of John and get some clarification on where the 250 shortage is?
Yeah, I'll find out.
Because I believe our report was that we were going to be in excess of $70,000 good. That's a big difference from 70 to good, 250 in the hole.
Well, it's probably from that water tender we bought, which was about
Well, he
$240.
told us that was a budgeted item.
Well,
So,
yeah, a capital assign.
yeah,
So that
just
would
need,
come,
just need clarification on that.
yeah, that would have come out of capital assign and not out of finance revenue. That's probably where, that's pretty close to what that is.
Yeah,
We
we
just
could,
bought that last month.
Confirm that with him.
I will.
Actually, that was one of the arguments we had. I told him we did not have that in the budget, and told me yes, we did.
Well, and it very well could be, it just didn't get recorded, because even
Right.
coming from a capital assigned, it still has to go into the QuickBooks as income. So it could be that. But currently, shows grants on here.
But even still, if we were gonna be 70,000 to do it minus 250, that's still only one,
Yeah, we're showing 250 to the negative.
180 in the hole instead of 250. Yeah. It still doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to,
I just want some clarification.
line this up with the actual budget from last year to see
No problem.
where we went over.
Well, I'm looking at it, Tim, if you look in the bottom half, where it says other expenses, I think those are gonna be the questions.
Compensated absences.
Oh, there's a net other income, so I think that's where it's gonna come into play at.
Yeah, if we can just get clarification from John.
Other than that, I don't have any questions.
Right at the end of the fiscal year, I got to print out from the treasurer and show that we're gonna be about 1.9 in the treasurer's account.
Did you guys have anything? Do you have anything else on financial? Need a motion and a second to accept the financial budget report as written.
Make a motion accepted as written.
Got a motion and a second to accept the financial claims report as written. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Now we'll move on to committee reports, Tim.
So they're actually in your packet. So if you go back to where it says committee reports, that are a report from the building committee. Captain Shuffler,
Oh.
want me to read it out loud, or you guys want to read it? Okay, I'll read. As of 7/16/2018, the building committee has had 2 meetings. Points have been discussed. Our progress that has been made are the following. The original engineer plans on the steel building that have been located with all dimensions and specs for footings, foundations, and column layouts. The city has been contacted in regards to running sewer to 2600 building and were informed that it would not be a requirement. The committee is currently working on the design of administration office, crew quarters, and mechanics bay, also apparatus bay. The committee discussed ideas of enhancing the overall appearance of the front of the building, and depending on funds, maybe in phase 2 of the project. The contact is Still Erections. They came out and they're gonna give us some project price for moving bay doors that suits the need of the fire department, and we're waiting for their estimate. But all things would go out to bid if we did sub that out. Committee is meeting again on August 6th with a rough draft of floor plans.
Any questions on that?
Yeah, where are you gonna put the doors?
What's that? So that's where we're working on right now, where administration's gonna be, where apparatus bay is gonna be, the living quarters, the mechanics bay, that we're working on right now. We're also looking to see where we're gonna place the doors at. And I think we're leaning toward administration over on Roosevelt with the apparatus bays in between, and then the fire station on the other side or somewhere in the middle. That's what we're looking at, so the bays will probably be in the middle.
You have enough square footage without any problem to do everything you need, do you not?
That's what we'll find out when they do the plans. The issue is we use 14-foot doors, and some of the columns are 27 foot on center, but so it's not a uniform design all the way across. Some are 22 on center, some 27. I don't have the plans right here in front of me, but they're not. Donnie, you can answer that question, right?
What do you want to know?
the spans on the, where are we gonna put the
They
bay door
they
thing?
vary from 27 foot, 20 foot, 25 foot, and 22 feet.
I think we're looking at,
Depending on the layout, we'll determine what we're going to do.
How long are you looking at for garage doors for the apparatus?
Right now, we're trying to get 5.
5 days? How big of doors are you looking at?
14.
And the trucks are 8.5?
Well,
And they're currently 12, correct?
we're looking at 2 12-foot doors, and the rest 14.
I believe that building's 12,000 square foot under roof. 12,000 square foot.
Okay, that's all I have. Anybody else? Any questions?
Well, the concrete, is the steel and the thickness of the concrete adequate?
Yeah, well, it's 4 inches with steel mesh, and I think it's 3,500 PSI is what we found on the plans, right?
That should do it.
That's what Shuffler said, we'll check and have to meet the engineering when they get that, to that part of it, but.
We already did core samples on the concrete?
So you can't do a core sample that's less than 6 inches,
Okay.
but that's what was in the original plans.
So 6 inch?
4-inch
4 inch, okay.
steel mesh, 3,500 PSI.
At this point, there's no real problems that you see.
There are some issues, like we're gonna need another septic system. So we'll need at least another one on the other side for the station, because the one that's there right now won't be enough for the station and admin. So there are gonna be some costs associated with that. But as for problems, I don't foresee any problems right now, but
Nothing to prevent it from being a fire station.
no, not at this point.
And then you're still talking single story inside instead of 2?
And we are, we're leaning, that's the way NFPA is going, we're leaning towards single story. It's gonna be finding the square footage, kind of the configuration of the bay limits us. We have to use 4 of those bays to put the doors in, so.
You have plenty of room behind it for storage, then.
Yeah, it's 60 foot deep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Do you have a report on the recording of the minutes? For checking with the film crew and all that?
Yeah, this Chief Dolman, I can read his report. In regards to the IT report in reference to the inquiry about placing board meeting videos online for the access to the community to view, placement of a cloud device for storage of the videos is a practical option, and there is already one in our possession that should work. I think it would be placed on the website for direct access to those wishing to view the contact. No security options would be necessary and would be open to the public. Time frame to put this operation is a matter of a few days with direction, and go ahead. And Ian Ascani's right here if you have any questions for him.
I'm kind of curious also if Charlotte could answer this also, do we need to send that out to bid, or is it low enough we don't have to go to bid? It's about the film crew, like actually downloading
Okay.
these for the.
No, I think you're fine. In terms of, you might get quotes from, if you can find anybody, if it's a sole source, that's fine, then use them, yes. But it doesn't sound like it's any more than, how much a year?
What is the contract?
Yeah, well, you can do it on a contract or an individual basis, that's true, yeah.
Okay.
Or they could invoice us every week.
If we do something like that with like Tim, just having contact, like all the agencies like available in this area and like get prices from
And
them.
get 3 quotes.
Okay.
I can bring it to you next board meeting.
Okay,
Or if he doesn't, if he can't find 3 entities willing to do it, then it would be based on 2 or sole source.
okay. Very good. It's not a big deal though. Down to, okay,
So one of the requirements would be that they would be capable of placing on the website, is that right?
Mhm.
Okay.
it's possible also just to put stuff like that on the website.
It's formatted, you
Any,
just
any
throw it
company
up.
that actually does what you do.
Yeah, we'll just do that.
Okay. Appreciate it. Any other questions? Okay.
Sounds good.
How about major capital assets acquisition replacement schedule? I think Mike asked for that.
He did, so I found the strategic plan, I went through it, I had a list of, the replacements, but I need to go through and make sure that they, can meet up with NFPA, like the turnout and SCBA's are 10 years, 2 cycles at NFPA, we were talking about that in the breakout session. So what that means is, if we bought SCBA's on the original, like, 2004 NFPA, and then they had a 2008 and a 2012, and now they're on 16, that would be 3 cycles, because they're on a new cycle, so that's what that means. So a couple years ago, we were looking to get a turnout grant, and the AFG required 10 years and 2 cycles, and half of the stuff was, or half of the PPE equipment, the turnouts was 10 years, but it hadn't hit the 2nd cycle. So that's what we need to find out. I need to find out recommendation for apparatus, fire stations. So once I got in there and found the strategic plan for capital acquisition and replacement, then I realized I need to find out what this is, and I'll probably come back next month with like a draft SOP with all that in there for you guys.
Currently, we don't have an SOP for this.
I haven't found an SOP for capital for the replacement. I found like the strategic plan just marches out years. Looks like a calendar and has the fiscal years 17, 18, 19, 20, and it just marches out, and then it has X's when to replace stuff. But, you know, like, one of the things was recommending every 15 years for, I think it was turnouts or PPE, and we know that NFPA requires 10 years and 2 cycles. So we know that it's not 15 years. I just want to make sure that I do all the homework and know exactly what the recommended replacement is. Like, and I know I'm going to Chiefs, Mojave County Chiefs meeting. I'm going to pick their brains to see if anybody already has these policies. Some like larger departments that have the money to do every 10 years on apparatus, I know that probably, that's why I'll bring it back to you guys, and we can, because I think for this organization, 20 years is probably more feasible, but I have to find out what NFPA recommends.
So you'll bring us back a draft policy.
I will bring you back a draft policy. Any questions?
Any questions? Okay, now we have correspondence and other information of importance.
No correspondence this week.
Actually, also in Charlotte, do you have another whole packet in there for like the board orientation? There's like another whole packet in this.
What section is that?
Did you want to give any kind of thing for the public on that, or what you covered? Okay. Do you need to say anything about the orientation for public record or anything?
Well, I think,
It was public, but I'm.
yes, well, it will be noted in the minutes that occurred, and that we went over those items, and,
Yeah, it's on the agenda.
Okay. Okay, we have the call to the public. The district may, but is not required to give the public an opportunity to speak to any issue. Each individual who wishes to speak during this portion of the meeting must identify themselves clearly for the record by stating his or her name and address. It shall be limited to one opportunity to speak for no more than 2 minutes. Members of the board shall comment or interact and shall not discuss or take legal action on matters raised during the call to the public. And any board member's comment must be reserved for the conclusion of the call to the public and be limited to directing staff to place an item on a future meeting agenda or to speak or to report back to the board in writing or briefly respond to criticism made by those who address the public board. Does anybody want to speak?
Michael Boone, 901 North Lake Havasu Boulevard, Lake Havasu. I'm a licensed private investigator, and I have a retainer of several members of this community on file. So I'm speaking on behalf of them. If Ms. Wells would like a power of attorney, I'll be happy to have one to her tomorrow. But I asked for a public records request, and Ms. Wells on 6/26 crafted a letter back to me telling me that Brenda Tranchina, who had never been involved, this is the one you just selected to do your recruiting, had never been involved in any policy manuals or any of that sort. I happened to find your own minutes of March 21, 2013, where it says prove outsourcing to Brenda Tranchina for $6,500. and I have a copy of the invoice and the payment that went to Brenda Tranchina. So I'm kind of confused. She either did it or she didn't. That's one. Number two, a second letter that came on June 26, 2018, she refers that an item was, she couldn't understand it or didn't make sense to her. I don't know how it didn't make sense to her. I had actually attached Pat Moore's own public records request, and I was asking for whatever you were giving Pat Moore. So I mean, I don't understand this stuff. It seems pretty basic, you know,
How
why,
did you get Pat Moore's?
huh?
How did you get Pat Moore's?
Public records request.
Oh, so we should be able to find a public.
You bet. I gave it to Chief Editor.
Oh,
Everything I have here, Mr. Collins, comes from public records request, was gained lawfully, and transferred to the Attorney General lawfully.
that's kind
So
of
there's no
interesting.
Fourth Amendment violation at all.
I believe he turned that in the day Chief Editor left.
No, there's already one on file. Additionally, when I interviewed Mr. Hayes on a monitored phone call and recording, he readily admitted that he was interacting with Chair Bailey prior to him being appointed on the board. In fact, he also said, and it's on the recording and the AG has it, that you were trying to get Charlotte Wells back on the board as a lawyer before that even, the meeting ever occurred and it was ever brought forth. I'm just kind of concerned how that happened. And I think you had something in your bylaws, or something mentioned in your training session about anytime any of you guys want to call her, she welcomes your phone call. Well, whose lawyer is she? Is she the board? Or is she giving legal advice to individual board members? And when you do that, I think you run afoul of an ethical issue. Is there any resolution on file where she works out of? Because we tried to locate her office and couldn't find it, so we're wondering if she's just, you know, moved in here, which is cool. As long as you guys got a resolution allowing her to work in your office, and that's where she runs her law practice from.
Wrapping up.
Okay, real quick. Mr. Collins is right. Anything can be a fire station, depending on how much money you threw at it. And that's out of the mouth of Brad Scheffler's person that he contacted as an engineer in Tucson. So, in final closing, I may not have graduated from Arizona Law School, but I do know what a de facto monopoly is, and AMR is a public traded company for profit. That was first year law school.
Anybody else?
I want to speak. I've been at 2600, now concrete is not for instance.
Guys, state your name and address, please.
Arthur Garnica, 3902 East Packet, Kingman, Arizona. That cement over there is about, I see about 2 inches thick. It's all chipped up when you pull inside there, because I've been over there at 2600. And I was gonna talk about that misuse of public funds with that $2,600 that Brenda Chanchina got, because the illegal board member, whatever his name is, Hayes, put her in to look it over and do this and do the rules again, when you already paid someone this misuse of public funds. And I'm still wondering, where do you live, sir, because you do not live at the airport hangar. So, you know, how are you on our board if you don't live in our district?
They're looking at you.
Yeah. And Bailey wants to sit there and lie, said I took a picture of him down the street on my phone and on video card I got. I got Jim Bailey behind me, and he ran down to the police and made a report on me. And then I found out about that and had to go get a statement from the people that work at the insurance center to say that, no, I pulled in and he was behind me. So it shows you're a liar, and Tim King's a liar, because Tim King tried to
Actually,
say.
you're done.
No, I got 2 minutes to talk.
Nope, you're done.
Tim
Sit
King
down.
said that.
You're out of order. Sit down.
No, you were in the office, and Tim King said you weren't.
Call the deputies and have them.
For what? I still got 2 minutes to talk.
You've been
Violating my
told-
freedom of
you've
speech
been told to
again?
sit down. You're not gonna sit here and call people liars and.
Because you know you're lying.
I'm not lying. You have no
You're
idea what I'm talking
disruptive.
about.
You're disruptive,
Or
sir.
I'm leaving.
Okay, good, thank you.
I will. But it's all on video. I got it on video, and you're an illegal board member.
You're leaving. Thank you.
They put you in, and you're an illegal non-official. Thank you.
We can clarify. So, we don't know what the thickness of the pad is. I'm referring to the actual building itself. We have the plans for the building. So the,
Anybody else want to speak? Very good. board member comments. Does anybody have any announcements, direction to staff, or request, or, actually, I do have one also. When we get the contract from Brenda, for the recruitment of the fire chief, can you call everybody so we can have a special meeting and get that assigned as soon as possible? So we don't waste any. We can do that.
Why are you paying?
No, actually for 10. Yeah, contracts will come back to you, I'm sure.
All right.
And if you guys are available on short notice, or you can call them, probably basically that's what you said. Are you guys okay for a special meeting after we get the contract?
Oh, we already voted to.
Oh, yeah, when the contract comes in.
You need to review it just to make sure it's compliant.
You would probably be good at if you approve the contract, to make sure that it conforms to the proposal. I think that would be wise.
Would you like a special meeting?
No, actually, they won't do a core sample on some less than 6 inches. A slide less than 6 inches, they don't do core samples on.
Okay, oh, 6 inches thick. Yeah, then it's not diameter.
Yeah. Nope. Okay, I think all we have to do is really adjourn. Y'all have it in. Have a motion to adjourn. Second. Motion second, all in favor? Aye.